Yeah. Today we're doing something totally different. Now, obviously, we're doing tokenization and real estate and blockchain in real estate. However, what we are doing different today is we're running you through a property. And this is inspired, by the way, by a member of our community. He is a BST owner, and he was passing through or beside a resort that we have a property in Australia, and he stopped and he wanted to check out the property, and that's cool. It reminded us that people are interested in property, and when people are interested in property tokenization, the underlying is property, it's not anything else, and that's why they are interested in tokens of property. So today we'll be running you through a property. At the same time, another a piece of good work by Blockworks that referred to Boston Consulting Group, talking about tokenization and the opportunity in tokenization over the coming 6 years, 7 years only. Yeah, so we're not talking about a very long period of time over here, and the opportunity seemed amazing and is amazing there. So we refer to that, and that also inspired us in looking at real life assets and property. So today on Block Chat, we'll be doing something totally different. It's Dennis Petrovicic and Makram Hani on another Block Chat. Dennis, how are you?
Hey, good. Hi, Makram. Oh,
Actually,
good.
it's good morning for both of us. Uh,
Yes,
yeah,
it
and
is.
probably good evening or good morning for the rest of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And it's a bit earlier morning for me than you, but it's fine. We were only able to shoot this for this week before we have these two meetings that we do every week, right, Makram? One is the core team meeting, and then the other one is the asset onboarding meeting, and it's just one after the other. And we just found this slot of doing this week's block chat before it, so I had to wake up at 6 something to be able to be here. But it's great to have this topic that you suggested, actually, because you noticed that, in the end, what we're doing is, innovative is tech and so forth. But in reality, what we're doing, we're talking about property, right? Right now, it's smaller units that are distributed, I would say, across different jurisdictions, like the headline underneath shows. We're at 52 properties in 12 different jurisdictions. So this is 12 different countries, which means that there's a good chance that our community can actually go and check one of the properties and really see it for real. And I actually encourage anybody in our community on Discord to reach out to our team, and we'll be happy to get them in touch with the owners.
Actually, review
And
our property, even Dennis. What do you think? Review that
sorry,
property. Review
to
that. Let
view
them
that
review
property,
that property.
yes. I mean, sometimes, as you know, there's maybe a tenant there, so it's kind of hard to create a viewing. But sometimes the property, maybe it's a short-term rental, and then it shouldn't be a big problem doing it. Or in the cases of some properties that I own, for instance, it's leased to students, so there's common areas in that co-living space as well. And yeah, it's real world assets that are being used, that exist in somewhere, and people can actually see them.
And at the end of the day, what you're looking at is property. At the end of the day, what you're trying to buy into is property. Um, we actually had a debate. Why should we do this today? Because yeah, we want to do things that matter to our community and beyond. And this is beyond the tech. Yeah, this is the ultimate goal is the property and the convenience and the ease of utilization and all of those elements together. So this is why we're running you through this today. Dennis, do you want us to start with the inspiring post, in my opinion, by Boston? Actually, it's not by Boston Consulting Group. It's a Blockworks And they have great content, by the way. Follow them on LinkedIn, and we're not associated with them, but they have
No.
great work. And I don't know why. I just discovered them a few days ago. So Blockworks posted a very interesting post. Would you like that we start with that and then go
Yeah,
through a run through on the property?
yeah,
So
that's a good idea, especially with the last chart.
it is, it is,
You
and
got to love the last chart, right?
it is, and actually, the idea about it is not only the utility that they're talking about, not only the benefit of not only the benefit of the growth in the economy, but also the distribution. And again, head to LinkedIn, Blockworks, and pick that up from there. And I'm sure that you will enjoy what you read. So what they were talking about, they were referring to Boston Consulting Group, and BCG is one of the um, most respected consulting groups in the world. Yeah, and they sit up there when it comes to the trustworthiness of what they do and the quality of what they do. Now, what they refer to over there is BCG saying that in 2030, the illiquid asset tokenization, global tokenization market will be $16 trillion. Okay, so guys, this is not billions. This is not hundreds of billions. This is thousands of billions. This is $16 trillion. And that's only in 2030. And actually, the post has so much um, of facts and things that are logical, that make sense. What do you think about that number, Dennis?
Uh, I don't know if I can write it on a piece of paper, but
The number of
probably
zeros.
there's. But I actually went through the post, right? So I know what it's talking about, but it's definitely a huge number, and out of that number, there's a portion that goes to real estate assets as well. So yeah, the last chart.
And exactly. And this chart is amazing. Now it lists different kinds of asset classes, and it shows you the size of each, and part of it is home equity, and home equity is what you see in green. So for whoever is looking at it on our screen, sorry if it's small, but it's what you see in green. And what you see in green over there is a giant portion of the $16.1 trillion that they're referring to. So, and again, why is that? Because they not only referred to that, they talked about the why. Why is it gonna be $16.1 trillion? It's because there's much convenience to be put in. It's because people cannot own assets today where they want to own, and they refer to certain stats that make so much sense. What do you think about it, Dennis, when it comes to the magnitude? Have you ever thought that it will become within the coming 6, 7 years, $16 trillion, where real estate is a big portion of it? Call it, and currently they refer to it as $3.2 trillion.
Um, well, I'm not sure about the current number, honestly. Um, and in general, we are great at announcing or predicting the future, but we're also great at not at failing to predict the future. So I think even if we kind of go the conservative route and just take half of this or a third of this, it's still a huge number, right?
Mhm.
And I think this just shows that. I mean, I remember in 2016 talking about crypto, blockchain, Ethereum, and people were looking strange at you when you said you're in that sector, and now it's something totally normal for most people. There's you know volatility risk around crypto, but that's basically already a different it's a different discussion, right? And I think that these estimations that you're showing here are probably not that far off, because people are getting used to digital assets, and I think once you own some crypto, you really that's the only way you want to own stuff. And it's funny when you're talking with somebody who doesn't own crypto, they're usually like, oh, but wallets, etc., and everything is seems to be so inconvenient. But I think that was the same discussion was when people started owning email addresses, and they were like, oh, but email, you need to connect to the internet, and then there's this funny voice, and you need to know how to use a computer, and I don't know how to do that, and I don't have a computer, and once you switch to email, it's just the only way you want to communicate at the time. And I think it's very, very similar to owning digital assets. Once you have them in your wallet, all the things that make it so much more convenient than even using an online bank, honestly.
And it's much more optimistic than what we even think. When we chat today, we I wouldn't think that we are as optimistic as that expectation, isn't it?
Well, they're American, so that's maybe the difference.
They
But
think
no, we are
they think
we
big.
are we are
Probably
more
we should think bigger,
we're
huh?
it's usually it's like when you are in a business, right? You always see the challenges. While when you're analyzing a sector, you see the opportunities, maybe as well the challenges, of course, but you see the potential for growth, because what we are doing is we're solving the details, the things that we are thinking every week. How can we increase adoption? What do we need to do? What can we do to increase adoption? And this is challenging because you need to find solutions that make sense today, right now, and you're trying to figure out how to do that. So you are always a bit more conservative, I would say, when you're deeply involved in a niche, like tokenization of real world assets, and in our case, real estate. But one thing that this report mentions is home equity, right? And there's this notion that a lot of wealth is locked in totally in liquid, because it's home ownership, or a fraction of that ownership based on the liabilities presented by mortgages, right?
Mhm.
That's how people purchase homes. And that's a topic that's very interesting to the both of us, with Makram, I believe, as well, because there's been models of rent to own that go before actually tokenization and blockchain. I remember in the 2008 crisis or post-crisis time, there were real estate developers offering that type of financing, where basically they were able to negotiate something with the bank to prolong their deal, and on the other side, or refinance it. And on the other side, tenants who were not able to acquire a mortgage at the time of purchasing, or let's say moving in, um, have been given like a 3 years time to actually secure a mortgage and financing to purchase the flat. And up until that moment, they would be basically paying into the down payment for the apartment. So there was
Actually,
these schemes around, and it's the same thing. I just talked in Paris with an Italian gentleman from Milan, who is in social housing, and we were discussing a bit tokenization, use of tokenization in social housing, and the kind of rent to own model that could help that process, right? And how they're actually already doing very similar processes, but everything's on paper, in contracts.
And actually, the those schemes are available, plentiful. However, there's always a burden of a down payment, and the burden of a payment is big. You can't imagine the power of collaborative economies. You can't imagine the power of us being able to contribute to own a property. Now, today, we need institutions to help us do that. Tomorrow, we may be able to do it alone. A seller or an owner of a property may be able to list it on a marketplace and tokenize it, and then we buy it and we buy into it. So we buying into that jurisdiction, we're buying into that asset, we're buying into that location, we're buying into his success. And today we run through a property, and the property we will run into is a property in Dubai on Palm Jumeirah. I will run you through the location first, and then we will run through the property, within the property, and we talk about it. Um, Let me head towards our map first, and we start there. And this is Dubai, obviously. I don't believe anyone would not be able to figure that out. And within Dubai, you have Palm Jumeirah, and this is the palm. And on the Palm Jumeirah, and specifically this location, which, by the way, overlooks the West Beach on Palm Jumeirah, which is one of the most interesting upcoming locations when it comes to beachfront experience and living. The one and only is here. Fairmont is here. So here you have the Fairmont residences. Over here you have the Seven Palm or NH Collection. It's the first football inspired hotel in the Middle East. Here is the an amazing beach club, which is part of the St. Regis setting. Duke's Hotel over here. Here you have the Marina of the Palm. Remember, over here, you've seen some of the biggest sales of property on the Palm and in Dubai. Villas and mansions with values topping $100 million, 300-ish million dirhams. Now, in the Oceana here, you have um, one of the best resort experiences in Dubai. You have a lazy river. You have on this side an infinity pool. I was there with my son yesterday. It's something so pleasant. Actually, uh, I've sent a video to Dennis with Kareem in it. That's how the idea came up. Over here we have the Dubai Marina, the Jumeirah Beach Residence on this end, and on this end we have the Dubai Eye or Ain Dubai, as it's the biggest Ferris wheel in the world. You have Caesar's Palace and you have Blue Waters, a very interesting location as well. So all of this is facing you. Um, the property that we'll be talking about today is in Oceana. Oceana is several buildings connected, interconnected. And this is the building that we're talking about. And the building's name is Baltic. And Baltic is the building that on this side looks at the West Beach as well as looks at the Dubai Marina. Am I going so fast, Dennis, for
No,
people
no,
who don't
no.
know the
It's
location, or am I
I'm
going well?
listening because that's the first time I hear about this, and I don't know that much about Dubai. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, not in those details that you're able to explain. So very interesting. Go ahead.
Perfect.
Sorry.
We start here by one palm, by the way. One palm is an amazing development. Penthouses. I've done a walkthrough into one of those properties before when we were selling one, and it's an amazing development. Just penthouses, half floors and full floors. Beautiful fit outs, beautiful finishes. Five Palm, the very famous Five Palm. You have after it Hilton and Marriott, which are just coming up. You have some distinguished buildings like Palm Couture. Palm Couture is one of the most distinguished buildings in the stretch because it's beautiful, amazing, at the level of Hermes fit out and Versace. This is what's there in that building. It's very high end, very unique, very elegantly put together. Um, and we come back to Oceana. Oceana is a property, as we said, it's this building that we're talking about, and it's a 2.5 bedrooms. And when we say and a half, now I'll show you what do we mean and a half bedrooms in Oceana. Now, this property is tokenized as a non-furnished property. Yet now it's furnished. So what we've done is we furnished this property. It's a we'll see the furniture now, and it's going onto the market as a furnished property. Let's show you this property first by pictures, then by view, then we'll have a video run through within it. What do you think till this moment, Dennis, about the property that we're talking about?
Um, I think it might be a place where it's really is this a location where people would live on that location, or do you think it's more of a short term or mid term type of stay?
Actually,
What's your take there on based on the location? Because I always thought of the Palm as being like the kind of more vacation side of Dubai, and not like somewhere where you would actually live, because it doesn't seem convenient if you need to go to downtown. But you correct me. You're probably gonna correct me because I am
I will
wrong,
definitely
right?
big time, big time. So, two things I want to say. It's a unique style living. It's a Dubai style living. By the way, it's around a minute and a half from Sheikh Zayed Road, which is the main highway in Dubai. It's
Okay.
around 3 minutes from the Dubai Marina. It's around 10 minutes from Dubai downtown. Uh, it's in the center of everything. So it's resort style living, as if you're in. It's not fair to say Bali because at the end of the day, it's tropical forests over there. But it's you being in Marbella, but moving Marbella to the middle of Madrid. If that can make sense, this does. So
Yeah.
it's you taking Mallorca into the side of Barcelona, and then you are 2 minutes from Mallorca or Ibiza to Fira Barcelona, or to the center of Barcelona. This is what we're talking about here, magnitude wise, because the our roads are amazing, our infrastructure is second to none. I'm sure you need to visit Dubai soon, and you will see that in this detail. The magnitude of what I'm talking about cannot be experienced except firsthand. And guys, for those who came to Dubai before, especially 10 years ago or longer, they will not believe their eyes. Dubai is a city that is second to none. I don't know of anyone who's married to someone who gets fascinated and impressed with this person every morning. I don't know if a person who lives in a city or a village and gets fascinated about that every morning after 20 years or 30 years of living there. I believe people who live in Dubai can get fascinated with things in Dubai every morning. Okay. Again, another magnitude of doing things. And again, I'll stop talking about Dubai because I'm so biased to Dubai. So my wife usually, when I start talking about Dubai, tries to silence me. So I'll stop here and we'll
By
go
the way,
through.
hope she doesn't hear about your comment you did just 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, most probably she will. So, I by the way, guys, you know that I mean nothing of what I say. So, let's go to the property and let's start with the interiors. The property is a again, a 2.5 bedroom. It's 1,780 square foot property in square meters. This is around 170 square meters. It's again a very distinguished location. Marble flooring, parquet flooring in the bedrooms. Um, it's a nice, simple property that offers resort living in a simple manner. Um, this is the living and dining room. Again, we're looking now at the property after it being furnished, and definitely you see the white couch, which Dennis commented on and I commented on, but our slides, our stylist decided to put a white couch, which is amazing in design. However, let's see what would it do with usage. Um, in front of you is the part of the view. By the way, I really need to thank the partners that we work with, because they do some amazing work. The partners from the parties who've done the interiors, Charlotte, thank you so much. You've done an amazing job. Chris, who overlooked everything, very hard work, and again, an amazing job. So, guys, and by the way, in a few days we will see the professional photos. Those are photos taken by my phone. So, but I believe it does the job for now. We have a decent sized balcony, and this is the kitchen. It's an open style kitchen. Beside the kitchen is a small laundry room, a laundry and storage room. The From the balcony you can see the marina skyline. We will talk about that in a second, and I'll strip through the property very fast, not to bore you. Yeah, you need to love that couch.
It's a beautiful couch.
Yeah, but don't try to use it. Don't dare even touch it. So the outdoor furniture, she's done a very good job with it, and here we need to talk about the beach club, the Fairmont, the Dubai Marina, and um, the beauty of this also comes out at night. So if you see this at night, all of those towers are one of the best skylines you can see, because it's all lit and lit nicely, beautifully. um, I will show you in a second the facilities on the building, and you will love also that. um, Kitchen, and then we run through the second bedroom. Again, the view from the second bedroom, the view from the first bedroom, from the master bedroom.
So it's two bedrooms.
Two and a
Two
half. Now,
bedrooms.
why do we call
Two.
it and a half? I'll show you the room now that we call it and a half because of. So one of the rooms is supposed to be a helper's room, or supposed to be an office. What we used it is as an office and a bedroom at the same time, because it's a big room. The only caveat is that it doesn't have a window. It doesn't offer you this view, but who said every room should offer you this view? Talk to me while in college and then sleeping in a room without the view. So this is the property in general. I will run you very fast through the video. I will not run you in detail through it, because it will be boring probably for you. And while I'm running you through it, I'll tell you about something that is interesting. So this property has one of the best facilities on the Palm Jumeirah and in Dubai. It's an amazing beach in front of it. It's a private beach for the property, not for this apartment, for the project. It's an amazing infinity swimming pool, second to none swimming pool. It's a beautiful lazy river. My son enjoys that, loves it so much. I want to stop it here and get you a second back. You will see part of what we've tokenized is some properties in NH Collection or Seven Palm. Those properties are located in this building. Now, we've tokenized studios which are front facing here. So this has the view that we've seen a second ago. And then we've tokenized studios that are here, that are top floor, that see the Palm, the Nakhil Mall. It's a beautiful view over there as well. So just wanted to tell you that this area, in the area, even behind it in the Golden Mile, we have several properties, and we promise you probably a walkthrough in different sessions. We'll not make every block chat a walkthrough, but we'll have some sessions which are walkthrough, and maybe I will run you through the area one day with my phone one morning in the coming month and a half probably, after I come back from Louisiana and Munich in October. So I will not take you through the whole property. We've seen it in pictures. We're seeing it here in video, but this is the property we're talking about. I will show you here the second bedroom, which is sorry, the third bedroom, which is what we call the half a bedroom, and we'll keep it there. So here is the laundry room, by the way, and then we're going to the powder room, obviously, but here is the and a half. It's a small
Hmm.
office. It's a couch that can become a bed. Simple yet usable to give people what they would want in such a property. And that is that is what we're talking about when we're talking about this property. I want to show you still another property, or not another property, sorry. I want to show you still the facilities in the location. It's unfortunate that I haven't shot them yesterday because I should have. But what I will do here is I will go into here. So I should have shut them for you yesterday. I'll go on to this, and we'll go directly and look um, at the beautiful pictures that people would have taken for the location. And let's open all photos and run very fast through them. So it's a beautiful location. Now, sorry, showing you this much food in the morning. I'm sure that Dennis would want to run after that for for breakfast. I'm sure you haven't had yours. So
I usually just have coffee in the morning, honestly.
yeah, but not today. After this, I'm not sure you would. So, guys, we're running through reviews. We've put some properties. It has a beautiful beach, as we said, with some amazing beachfront activities. Over here, I'm not sure. Can you see my cursor, Dennis?
Yes, yes, we can
Perfect.
see
Here
it.
is address JBR, an amazing property. Ain Dubai, the beautiful Ferris wheel, a part of the palm in front of it here, which is the one and only, and Zabil Sarai. Zabil Sarai has one of the best spas. It's called actually the best spa in the world. I'm not sure if it is because I haven't tried all the spas in the world, but I've tried it. It's amazing. It's out of this world. JBR and Dubai Marina, and again, amazing setting. It's just an amazing setting. And let's pass through the food very fast, and then we will reach the, hopefully someone took a picture of the swimming pool. Again, sorry, I'm going through pictures from reviews because I haven't thought of taking, which is naughty from my side, a proper picture of the facilities. I believe people haven't taken pictures of the facilities. However, I will run you through some pictures which are significant. Over here, you will see in front of you the marina. It's on the other side of the project, so on this side. Okay, and then I will show you one image which will give you the swimming pool. So this is an infinity swimming pool, and over here it overflows. There's the beach under it, and the um, obviously the obviously the beach on the other side and the sea. That's it. This is what we would run you through today. It's an amazing property, more than $1 million of a property. It's unique in what it offers. Dennis was asking in the beginning, which I didn't really answer. We've jumped directly into this. Is it a residential where people live, or is it a touristic destination? I've answered how good proximity wise it is, but I didn't answer about the rest. It's very near to everything around the city. It's very near to office areas. It's very near to everything else. Probably within 20 minutes, you can reach anywhere in the city from there. So actually, and this is something good to know. Actually, this property is one of three only in the project that have a license to rent on a short term as a holiday home, which gives it an edge. Okay. The whole project mostly is lived in by residents who live there all year long, by families. And it's a family project. It's very well managed, tightly, strictly managed. And this property has this edge, which is you're allowed to rent it short term or long term. And 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 this is amazing, because it allows it some advantage over other properties in the place. Regardless, those properties lease at a beautiful amount. The APYs on them are, are amazing, and probably it shows you the potential of such an asset. Give me your view, Dennis, about the property.
I think it looks really good. It looks like a great location. It looks like a very well furnished, very well done. So I know you just finished the furnishing, just you know recently,
2 days ago.
and exactly. And I know about it because we talked about the white couch, uh, which I don't think it's gonna be that
Chris,
big of a
sorry, one
deal.
second, man, one
Honestly,
second.
I don't
Yes,
think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Maybe you made a bigger deal out of it, but I understand on the other side why. Because you might be renting it out on the short term, and then it becomes a different type of use of the furnishing. But what I wanted to ask you here regarding this property is, people usually invest in property. You know, there's a couple of reasons why. One thing, you get a really good deal on the buying side, and your bet is that there's going to be a lot of demand, and you're able to exit the property in X amount of time for a multiple. Um, the other one is because you already know there's going to be so many tenants demand asking for renting it out, and so it's always demand driven, the purchase process. At least when you're investing in property, you should invest where you feel demand right now, but also in the near future is going to be high, and that's where you try to move. And so my question is, why did you move into acquiring this property? I guess it's a combination of a bit of all of those, but just maybe from your end.
I buy property in a slightly different way to how people think. So what I will tell you now, guys, is this is not advisable to do at home when people are showing you kids jumping. It's similar to that. Why? Because I do not believe that it's common that people are able to do that. If it was common, no one would want to put a penny in REI Capital, for example, which invests in property. The whole idea of what I do is I'm able to buy right. I'm good at buying. Okay, so this is what I'm good at. I'm good at buying property right. And here I wouldn't call it timing the market, although it has worked in the past, but I wouldn't ever be arrogant to say I time it right. I say I buy right. Now, and I buy right regardless of what the market is doing, booming, crashing, it does not matter. I've been buying property for the last 15 years, and it's been going amazingly. I would not tell you my stats because it will be arrogance just mentioning the facts of my stats. This is an arrogant statement. Deal with it. So the how I buy property is generally I don't buy property except at 20 to 30% uh, below the lowest in the market at any certain period of time. You tell me how do you do that? I tell you I don't know. And people ask me how do you do that? I really do not know. Every time I buy a property, after that I say, really? Because a few weeks before, I wouldn't have hoped or thought that I would be able to buy that property. So, yes, I buy property right. When I bought this property, I bought it just coming out of 2020. So, at the perfect timing, because remember, At that time, everything was dying approximately around us. People didn't want any assets because they thought that it's the end of the world. So I picked some properties. This is one off. I bought it at a very good price. I would say that since then it have appreciated handsomely. I'll not give you the number because you'll see how arrogant it is. It's a beautiful appreciation that we've done over the property. Now, what is my cause after buying a property? When I buy a property, when I invest in general, I look at the upside and the downside, and I always measure my upside and my downside. I fall in love with every property I buy, but I never treat it whenever I look at it as an asset with the love and the heart side of mine. I look at it with the mind of mine, and I say, yes, should be held for longer, no, shouldn't be held for longer. Properties like this has an amazing potential. Let me tell you why. This property is currently worth approximately €1 million. Actually, much more because now €1 million. So it's worth around $1.2 million, $1.3 million, and euros currently is in at par with dollars. Whenever we tokenized this property, it was at around €1 million because euro was higher than dollars. So now it's now it's not anymore. The idea behind this is give me a city, Dennis. I'll ask you this question. Give me one city in the world that is a metropolitan city with such infrastructure, such quality of living, lifestyle, peace, safety, like Dubai, that has or can offer you 170 square meters, 2 bedroom, sea view, on the beach, beachfront, resort style living for $1 million.
It's a good question.
I,
But
I
it,
believe, yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, I think it's probably hard to find. It's not. It really depends. I don't know about the Dubai market enough to be able to judge how much supply of this type of apartment there is. Because, on one side, I'll be here the devil's advocate, although we don't have much time left, I
Sure.
must say. But there might be um, shortage of supply, but on the other side, you see so much being built in Dubai. So is there demand for all of those properties? That's the question of everybody who's outside of Dubai market needs to have answered. If we have this answer there, then we will be more confident into buying into this kind of property. And that's, I think, also the challenges of tokenization, that, I don't know about Dubai market, so I need to have confidence that I'm buying a token at the right valuation, at the right price for that market. And that's something that people might see or might overlook through ROI. So if there's a tenant that's paying X amount and there's cash flow on the property, and even though I'm kind of overpaying the asset price, I'm maybe entering into a deal that gives me a better return on my investment that I would have in my market. And this is something that we already discussed in the past.
100%. Dubai market is 600,000 houses only. That's the total market of freehold property. The beautiful thing about it is that, yes, there's much being built. However, where can you build a similar property with a similar beach? It's rare. There's not much that you can do of that because you need the whole setting. It's not only building the building. So it's not taking this building block and putting it in a different place, even if it's overlooking the water, and then it will become the similar property. You need to build the beach, you need to build the surrounding, you need to build your neighbors, you need to build West Beach, and those settings cost billions of dollars, not hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's very difficult to replicate. That's why I think it has so much value. Now, we don't want to run so much or so long on that because we are short on time, and we already have gone beyond what we said we would go, and we want to jump to the core meeting in a few minutes. However, we wanted to show you and share with you the type of property that is being tokenized. It's not left behind property in a village somewhere that no one wants to buy or sell. So if real estate is a liquid or non-liquid asset between 0 and 10, where 10 is the most liquid and 0 is the least, most of those properties are very near to the 10, if not 10 itself, where they are the most liquid, the most sought after, the most liked, and the most wanted. And as Dennis said, there's many properties being built in Dubai. However, there's no more Palm Jumeirah in Dubai. That's the only one that exists, and that's the only one that's there. There's no much more beachfront property that is very accessible and with that experience that is existing in Dubai or elsewhere. So you have an edge if you select the right property. And this is key when you are specialized in a certain market. Specialized, by the way, I live in UAE. I do not buy in other Emirates property. Actually, even in Dubai, there's areas that I do not buy property in because I don't understand. And that's in the city, in a city of 600,000 houses, which is smaller than uh, um, most of the cities in the world that are on that level or caliber. This is the level of what we're talking about. It's something pretty interesting. I know how to pick my interesting stuff in my city. If I want to buy an interesting property in Slovenia, I would want someone who knows it in his city. At the same time, I wouldn't want to put $1 million there if my total net worth is $1 million. But I would happily put $50,000 there. So if Dennis tokenizes his property, I'm able to do that. And that's the same with somebody else in Turkey and another person in the US, in New York. And this is how we go. I enjoyed taking you through this property, having you as guests in my property today. Dennis, uh, what would we be able to say about, again, the stats that we looked at the beginning of this session? 2030, $16 trillion, 16.1, 3.1 trillion of those are real estate. Tokenization. What would you say?
I would say that I'm looking forward to have a market share in that business with Blocksquare and Ocean Point and all our partners that will be running their own marketplaces by then. And yeah,
If you want to
I hope to
share,
see this happen.
if you want a share of the $16.1 trillion, you first need to understand real estate and jump onto tech. We are your solution. Blocksquare offers you tech as a SaaS model. You have your white label platform. You can run from there in few weeks. And we are out there to support you with the knowledge, frameworks, the ability to do what we have been working on solving for years now. Dennis, any last word to our community today?
No, I think you summed it up really well. And just like always, I invite everybody to join the discussion on Telegram and Discord. And see you around.
Thank you so much, guys. Another block
Bye.
chat with Dennis Petrovicic and Makram Hani.